If you want to have 2 blocks handy, that's what we'll be using later in practice. And I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. Does anybody have any questions about anything?
No, thank you.
All right, very good. As always, turn your microphone on. If you need anything, let me know. Okay, so last time we started working with the joints and glands exercises, and we went through all of the exercises for the face. And we're going to review a couple of those today, and then we're going to do the section on the neck. Okay, and if you weren't here last week, what I'm going to be doing then is over the, I believe we have 4 more weeks after today before we break for the holiday, is to cover the rest of the book so that we do the whole entire practice, all the different movements. Because there are some that I like a lot, that I use a lot, and then there are some that I like and have forgotten about. So it's been kind of fun just to go through Swami Rama's book. So it's this Joints and Glands from 1977, classic of the tradition. So we're going to start off seated. So however you're most comfortable sitting, if you want to sit up in a chair, you can definitely do that. If you're more comfortable down on your meditation cushion, you can do that as well. Okay. Good. All righty. And let's just sit up nice and tall. Good. Lifting up through the center line of the body, and we'll bring the shoulders up, press back, and release down. Good. I wonder if I should get just a little further back. There. Okay. And just to loosen up the back before we need to sit for a bit. And the next time you press your shoulders back, let's stay here. And then drop. Good. So there's just a gentle lift in the sternum. And we're going to start with our sinus massage. So if you remember, you make fists with your hands and you're using the inside of your thumb. And we'll start right above the eyebrows. From the center line, you push in, come across, and out to the temples. And every time we come across the forehead, we're just a little bit higher. So it might take 4 or 5 movements to make it up to the hairline. And just pressing in and dragging the fingers across the face. And then we're doing this the same movement, but now underneath the eyes. So we'll start on the cheekbones. Again, we're still using the thumb, pressing in and dragging across the cheekbones, out towards that soft spot in the ear. And we'll do that 3 times. So in this book, 3 is the magic number. Most of these practices require 3 repetitions. And then we're going to open the hands and we're going to use the soft part of the thumb to move around the eye sockets on top. Okay, so we're here, and be careful. You want to softly close your eyes. We're going to come across that bony ridge right above your eyes. Good. And we'll do that again 3 times. So you might not be pressing as hard here. This is very delicate skin. Just gently lifting up and then drawing out. And then still palms are open, but now we're switching to pointer fingers. And we're going to do that same movement around the bottom of the eye sockets. So come on in here and see if you can find that bony ridge. And just coming across up to a place where the lids meet. Very good. And then we're going to do the face squint. So if you remember for this one, we're going to clench the teeth, purse the lips, squint the eyes, furrow the forehead. And you imagine that everything is kind of moving in towards the nose. The nose is kind of the central point. And relax. Good. Again, we'll do that 3 times. When you're ready, furrowing the forehead, squeezing the eyes shut, pursing the lips, scrunching up your nose, everything coming towards the center. and release. And one more time, the face squint. And relax. Good. Next, we're going to clench the teeth, and we're going to clench the teeth so well that the neck stands out. And you're going to pull your lips as open as they go. And relax. Good. Again, we'll do this 3 times. And relax. Okay, one more. Yeah, so the molars are really pressing into one another. And relax. Good. And now we're going to draw the lips over the teeth. So we're making an O. And dropping the chin down. So keep that O and then drop your chin down towards your chest. And now the idea is that the lips are going to come apart and your top lip is moving towards your nose, your bottom lip is moving towards your chin. And then relax that. And we'll bring our gaze forward again. Okay, so now moving into the neck practice. For the neck practice, it's very important that we just move the head and the neck. So you're going to probably feel your shoulders wanting to come with you. So the thought for all of these is the shoulders are relaxed and down. Okay. And we're going to start by inhaling and tipping the chin up, and looking up at the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the chin down to the chest. Good. So move slowly and move right along with your breath. So inhaling, chin is lifting, eyes to the ceiling, the head goes back. And exhaling, coming forward, dropping the chin. Again, we'll be doing that 3 times. Good. So next time the chin is down by the chest, just stay there for a moment, relax your shoulders. And then we'll bring the gaze straight ahead. Take a nice big inhalation. And then as you exhale, we're going to turn left and see if you can line up your chin with your shoulder. Might not quite be there. And inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the chin over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Good. Next, we're going left on an exhale. And just keep moving. Remember, shoulders are heavy. And when you get to the place where the chin is over the shoulder or almost there, there's a little bit of pressing. So we're really lengthening through the side of the neck all the way down into the opposite shoulder. Yeah, let's do one more. Good. All right. And then next time you're at center, we'll stay there. And we're going to be tipping the head. So again, we move on the exhale. So take a nice big inhale here. And then left ear towards left shoulder, exhale. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Okay, so just keep moving. And the hope is that with each movement, the ear drops a little more. And now this next movement is called the turtle. And it's another attractive face we get to make. So for this one, it's going to be 2 parts. For the first part, as you exhale, you're going to just jut your head forward. So it's kind of like a turtle looking out of its shell. It's kind of like when you're maybe straining to see a screen or you're looking for somebody. And then as you inhale, you'll come back and come back further than you normally do. So pull the head back and then tuck the chin. And the book says, forcing an extreme double chin. So no screenshots, right? And that's one turtle movement, okay? So when you're ready, take a nice big inhale. And then exhale, let's start to bring the head forward. So we're peering, you can pretend you're looking into your screen. And then inhaling, come back beyond the neck. And then exhale and tuck the chin. Good. So just hold here for a moment. We feel the back of the neck long. Try not to tense up your shoulders or back. Good. And then relax, and let's do it again. On the exhale, head comes forward, we're looking. And then draw your head back past neutral. And tuck the chin. Good. Again, hold here. And release. Okay, let's do that one more time. Head comes forward. And then pull back. Pull all the way back. And tuck the chin. Good. Hold. And then relax. Okay, here we're going to drop the chin down to the chest, and these are our neck rolls. So it's an all-time favorite. And we're just bringing the head in a nice slow rotation. Good. I'm here especially noticing if there's a tendency for the opposite shoulder to come up towards the ear. And we're gently, gently drawing the shoulders down towards the floor. Good. So again, it's 3 in each direction. When you're ready, you can switch. And when you get to that place where the chin is dropped down towards the chest, let's stay there. And now it's time for our fingertip massage. So you probably all know this one very well. This is one of my favorites. We're taking the pointer finger and middle finger of each hand. And then on the back of your neck, not sure if this is showing, there's that place where, oops, there's that place where these 2 big muscles kind of stand out. And down through the center line is the vertebra. So it's these muscles that we're interested in, and we're interested in moving along the base of the skull. Okay, hopefully that was on camera. Good. So we're just pressing in, and the head is released. So let the head fall towards the chest, and we're making these little circles down those 2 big rope-like muscles. If it feels good, you can just drag the fingers up and down as well. It's nice to pinch that place where the neck and shoulders meet. Okay. And then also remembering to take those little circles along the base of the skull. And as you're doing this, you can relax your jaw. And then whenever you're ready, you can bring your eyes forward again. And we're going to take the head and we're going to look to a 45-degree angle and then drop the chin down towards the collarbone. And now again, you'll have kind of a muscle sticking out that goes from behind your ear down into your shoulder. It's this. Okay, so the left arm will come across the body behind the right ear. And again, it circles. And as you're doing this, your chin is dropping towards the collarbone. Good. So circles, or maybe drawing the fingers up and down. And then when you're ready, we can bring the head back to neutral. And we're turning 45 degrees to the right. Again, releasing the chin down towards the collarbone. And now the right hand will come across the body. We're up at that space behind the left ear. Again, drawing our circles. And just working tension out of the side of the neck. So these are some of my absolute favorites. And sometimes you can head off a headache or pain in your shoulder if you start to feel it coming on with this fingertip massage. It's very good. And then we're going to move back up into the face for just 3 more things. Then we'll be done with our joints and glands. We're going to do the scalp massage again. So we're using our fingertips and just moving across the head. So you kind of have these spiders. And you can bring your thumbs down to the place behind your ears. Good. And then we're going to take the heels of the hands, bring them to the forehead. Good. And now just drawing circles. And you can work across your forehead into your temples. Good. Going into your chin line. Alrighty. And then we might cap off with a big lion's breath. So remember, for our lion's breath, our eyes are going to look at the space between the eyebrows. Okay? So nice big inhalation. All right, very good. So from here now, we're going to, let me see, move back to, well, you guys are already seated. I'm gonna go back to my seat. And for next time, we'll be doing shoulders, okay? So we're moving down the body, that was the face, the neck, and we'll move into the shoulders next week, okay? Good. All right, so let's just be in our comfortable seated position now. Legs are folded in front. Oops, and I never remember to move my chair. And we're going to start with some wings. So sitting up nice and tall, let's have our fingertips on the shoulders. And we're going to bring our elbows as close as we can in front of the body. And then breathing really big. Inhale. Press back. Exhale, down and through. Let's do 5 just like this. Inhale, lift up, press back. Big breath, fill the belly, fill the chest. And come back. Okay, so just keep moving. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down and through. Good. And now some side bends. Let's bring the arms overhead, and the left hand will hold the right wrist. Elbows are bent. And we're just taking a little dip to the left. And come up. And dip left. And come up. Good. This time let's dip and hold. Good. So just lengthening through the right side of the body. And if you think about those big breaths, we're now directing into the side of the rib cage, the side of the waist. Okay. Come back to center and let's switch. So now the right hand is holding the left wrist and we're dipping to the right and come back. Good. Dip right. And up. Good. And now let's dip right and hold. And so our goal is not to create more neck tension after all of our hard work. So you might want to just let your eyes look down at the floor. Good. So just feeling the neck is neutral. And then let's come back up to center, interlace the fingers. We're going to pump 3 times. Inhale, press palms up. And then exhale, soften elbows. Again, inhale, press up. Exhale, come down. Good. One more time. Inhale, press up. And then let's exhale, bring the arms down alongside. Good. 3 big soft shoulder rolls here. Relaxing through your wrists, fingertips. Good. And now we're going to undulate the spine, but in a little bit of a different way. So this movement is called the Ganesha Mudra. And it's just like how we always move, but we're going to breathe differently. And what's very kind of tricky about this is we're going to breathe backwards. So on the inhalation, we're going to draw the belly in, and on the exhalation, we're going to push the belly out. Okay, so that's the opposite of our yogic breathing, and it's challenging, right? So the idea is as I come back in, I'm sucking my belly in and inhaling. And as I come forward, I'm going to exhale, make my belly big. Inhale, pull back, suck in, exhale, push out. Yeah, so normally we're doing the opposite, right? We're inhaling and filling. Instead, we're inhaling and emptying. Okay. Once you get it, you can keep going, but it's just kind of, for me, initiating the movement and the breath together. Okay, and then when you're ready, let's go the other way. So again, as you come forward, exhaling, and then inhale, suck in as you come back. Good, and one more. Good, and then back to center. Okay, from here, we're going to move into our table position. And from your table position, just beginning with some spinal waves or cat and cow movements. Good. So tipping the sit bones down towards the back of the knees, arching up along the spine, press the hands in, and drop the head. And the inhalation, lifting sit bones, releasing the front of the body and looking forward. Again, taking your time and letting your awareness move right along your spine as your spine moves. And then next time you're at a neutral back, let's bring our legs closed, take the hands one step forward, and we'll roll the whole pelvis. So the pelvis drops forward, out to the side and back, other side and forward. Good. Getting now into the lower back, into the hip joints. When you're ready, switch directions. Let's roll the other way. Good. And then from here, we're going to come down onto our bellies into our Sphinx pose. So you can bring your legs out long behind you. And the forearms are just shoulder distance apart, down on the floor. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Again, so if this is a little too high for your low back, you can be a little lower. Bring the hands into a triangle and bring your shoulders out. Again, so being wherever is appropriate for you. And if you're up on your elbows and you're happy, you can bring your heels in. And we'll give the low back a nice squeeze. Okay, as best you can, stay nice and tall in the upper body. So not sinking into shoulder joints. And relaxing the muscles in the face. 3 more breaths. Okay, just enjoying this opening along the front of the spine. Your feet are up now, bring them down. And we're going to bring ourselves through table into an open child's pose. So hands are on either side of the rib cage, come up to table, bring your big toes together, knees open. And we're going to drop the belly, the chest down into that space between the legs. If it's not quite comfortable on your forehead, you can roll to one side a little bit with your head. Again, no neck strain. This is kind of a fun place to do some more facial massage. So what we could do is walk ourselves up just a little bit. And I'm going to keep my legs just as they are, but bring the space between the eyebrows down onto the mat. And you'll be up on your hands. So you can kind of support how much weight is coming into your face. And we're just going to roll from ear to ear. So just like this. And then next time you're at your eyebrow center, we're going to roll vertically. So we can roll from the space between the eyebrows up to the hairline, and then back to the space between the eyebrows. And to do this, you'll likely be lifting your seat a little bit. And then when you're ready, you can walk yourself back. And we'll be doing our moving frog pose now. So your legs can stay just as they are. Hands are about one step out in front of your shoulders. And we'll bring the pelvis forward and back. Good. So frog legs, big toes are touching, knees are open, and the pelvis is just rocking forward and back. And the next time you come forward, we're going to bring the right cheek down onto the floor and let the toes pop up in the air. I'm coming forward, down on my belly, down on my right cheek, toes are up. And then as you stay here for the next few breaths, see if you can start to lower the feet. As best you can, the toes stay touching. And the legs are in a diamond shape or frog shape. If you think about a frog jumping. And then let's pick up the head, come to rest now on the left side. Left cheek down. And we're not pushing the feet down, we're just letting the legs be heavy. And now coming back to the forehead, we're going to push ourselves up, just like a push up. And walk yourself back to your open kneeling position. And then from here, we're going to be working with floor lunges. So this is the place where we're going to want our blocks. And if you're not on a surface that's well padded, I have a wall-to-wall carpet here and a mat. So I have lots of padding for my knees. If you're just right over hardwood or on a thin rug, you might want to take a towel or a blanket for your back knee. So be good to your kneecaps. And we're going to have the blocks out in front. And we're going to start with the right leg. So coming up, let's bring the right foot forward. And in yoga, these are called our dragon poses. I like using that terminology. We're going to walk the front foot forward until we're in our runner's lunge. And the hands are right below the shoulders. It's comfortable. As you're looking down, the knee is right above the ankle. Okay, so this is our baby dragon. The upper body is low. And as you're here, we're just lowering a little bit more weight into the legs. Big opening, especially I think in the back leg, right? And then from here, we'll move to our high flying dragon. So for high flying dragon, let's bring the hands up onto the knee. And it's very similar. It's just a little bit more intense because now you have the whole weight of the body coming through. And then from here, we're going to move to our low flying dragon. So both hands will come to the inside of the right leg, and you can come to your block. And you can either just let the knee roll out, right, which is kind of typical what we do, or you can actually beat your dragon wing by having your hand here. And as you exhale, you push the knee open. As you inhale, you bring the knee back over the ankle. So you exhale, very gentle, push open. Good. Little flying dragon. Looking for about 5. And then we'll bring the knee back over the ankle. And we're going to come back up to our high flying dragon. And this last set of dragons are the fire breathing dragons. So for these, you interlace your fingers, you place your hands behind your head. And as you inhale, you're going to open the belly, open the chest, and look back. So, excuse me, it's like a little back bend. And then on the exhale, we're going to roll forward, squeeze the belly in, close the elbows. Okay, so 4 more. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, squeeze. And stay nice and steady on your feet. As best you can, we're feeling the top of the left foot as well. Good. And then come open. Let's bring the hands back down to the block, and we're going to swing the right leg closed. And let's move into a closed child's pose. So the legs are together, seat back towards the heels. And if you want to use your block for your forehead, it's right here, or the forehead can be on the floor. And let's have the arms alongside. And we'll do a tense release for the low body. So you're pressing the tops of your feet into the floor, firming the calf muscles, firming the thigh muscles, press the legs together, lift and squeeze the pelvic floor, firm the buttocks, and hold, but breathe. Hold, hold, let go. Good. You can feel yourself sink into your child's pose a little more. And then let's do this one more time. Pressing the tops of the feet into the floor, press your toenails into the floor, firming calves, thighs, press the legs together, lift and squeeze pelvic floor, buttocks. Good. So from the pelvic center down, tight. Breath is still flowing and you're holding. And release. Good. And now let's slowly lift the head and shoulders, coming back up to kneeling. And we'll get ready for our dragons on the left side. Okay, so the blocks are out in front, and we'll bring the left foot forward. And just walking the toes, knee is over the ankle. We have our blocks under our shoulders, and just getting ready for your baby dragon. So you can slide your right leg back to the place where you feel something that's not too much, okay, not painful. And we're just letting the pelvis slowly drop. And 2 more breaths. And then we'll move from our baby dragon up to our high flying dragon. Again, so bring your hands up onto your left knee, nice and tall. Again, slowly releasing weight into the pelvis as it moves forward, down. And then the hands are going to move inside the left leg to the block. And we're getting ready for our low flying dragon. So again, you can just let the knee drop open. So we're rolling towards the left pinky toe. Or if you want to beat your wing, the knee comes up on the inhale and presses out on the exhale. And nice and gentle. A lot going on here. And last one. Good. And then we're sure the knee is above the ankle. We're going to come back to our high flying dragon position and move into the fire breathing dragon. So interlacing the fingers, and when you're ready, inhale, open the front of the body, lean back, and then exhale, squeeze, roll forward. Again, 5 of these. And you could do it in a little bit of an ujjayi fashion where you hear your breath if you like that. And it is indeed very warming. Good. And when you completed 5, the hands come back to the block. And let's bring the legs closed. And again, sit bones back into child's pose. And this time, rather than doing the tense release, just soften. So relax the arches of your feet. Soften the muscles in the calves and thighs. And just allow your upper body to be heavy, supported by the block or the floor. And just noticing the movement of breath in the belly as the belly rests on the thighs. Good. And then again, we can let ourselves tip back up, bring our blocks out of the way. Okay. And now we'll be coming back to our table position, this time down on our forearm, fingers interlaced. And we're going to do our hip rolls. Okay. So when you're ready, come on down. And let's bring the left knee just a little more towards center. We're going to keep the right knee as bent as we can with the toes flexed and bring the thigh high behind you. Open up to the right, through and back, around and through. So just drawing a nice big circle right at the hip joint. We like to do 5 in each direction. When you've done 5 that way, then the knee comes in towards the belly, open up, around and through. Good. And then back to neutral. So let's bring now the right knee a little closer towards the center line. This just helps with balance. The left knee stays bent, left toes flexed, and we'll lift the left knee behind the body, open up, around and through. Okay, so again, we're looking for 5 big circles. And trying not to move the pelvis too much, but getting right into that hip joint. And when you've done 5, do 5 the other way. Knee in and open and through. Good. And then legs down. Let's walk ourselves back. Just come up off the arms. Good. And shake the arms out a little bit. Good. So next we're going to be moving into down dog and from there into our pigeon pose. Okay, so pigeon's back. So if you know that you like to support your upper body with blankets or a bolster or some kind of prop, if you know that you like a block or something under the hip, have those things around you now, okay, before you get into position. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up into down dog. And once you're there, we can pedal the feet. You can rise up and down on the toes, so this will feel good. We've been doing a lot of kneeling and stretching out the backs of the legs. And then when you feel ready, we'll take the left foot just a little bit more towards center. So step the left foot a little closer to your center line, and just in the same way, the right knee is bent, lifts high behind you. And now let's bring the right knee to the right wrist, rotating the thigh in. Good. And then however you like to support pigeon. So you can say just like this, this is enough. Or you could be down on your forearms, or you could be down onto a bolster or something soft. If the right hip is floating and it's okay, it can float. If it's really uncomfortable or it's affecting your breathing, you grab a block, stick it under there for a little support. Okay, so we're going to try to be here for 2 or 3 minutes on each side. And just remembering that in our pigeon pose, our knees and ankles should be comfortable. Okay, so if there's any kind of pulling or contortion in the lower joints, see if you can reposition this. The pigeon just doesn't work well. You can do the reclined leg cradle as well. Okay, so that's a good alternative to this. Or the fire log pose too, that also kind of hits the same place. All right, so we're looking at opening the hip. Okay, so just letting the upper body really soften and relax down onto your prop or down onto your arms. And long, deep breaths. So, in yin yoga, this is called the sleeping swan. Again, no matter what, it's some kind of bird. And just allowing the whole body to be heavy. You might bring your focus to the place where you feel this the most. And just see if by being there mentally, you can encourage those muscles, that joint, to soften, to let go. Got about 5 more breaths. And then when you're ready, let's come back up onto the palms of our hands. And for just 2 breaths, we'll do this as a back bend. So you might want to be on tented fingertips. Lift your heart, look up at the ceiling. Good. Big opening through the front of the body. And you're thinking about coming from this position back to down dog. So when you're ready, back on the palms of your hands, left toes have turned under, and we're slowly coming back and moving into dog. And then once you're here, it'll feel very good to stretch out the backs of the legs again and start to move that energy down into the feet. And then the right foot is going to step just a little more towards center, big bend in the left knee. And let's lift the left knee up high behind the body. And then bring the knee towards the left wrist, rotating the thigh inward. Good. And letting the right leg come out behind you on the floor. Good. And then once you're there, bring your props into place. So if you'd like a prop under the left hip, if you'd like to prop the upper body. Yeah. Again, we're going to be here for about 3 minutes. So it's important to be in a place where you feel this, but it doesn't hurt. We're checking in with ankles and knees. And then beginning the process of softening the whole body. And there's that sense of not fighting gravity. But everything is just dropping towards the floor. We feel the gentle movement of breath in and out of the belly. And again, you might experiment with using your breath in the space where you feel this the most. And the yin teacher, Bernie Clark, calls that the place that's keeping you up. So you can identify in your body the space that's keeping you from really dropping completely into the floor. And can you feel the breath move in and out of that space? And again, 5 more breaths. And then coming up onto your hands. Again, we'll take a little back bend here. So maybe we're on fingertips. Good. Eyes to the ceiling, heart open. And getting ready to transition to down dog. So to the palms of your hands, right toes can kind of turn under and push your leg back up as we come to table and then dog. Good. Again, gently move in down dog to bring that energy down into the feet. And then you can drop to your knees and we're going to come into crocodile pose. So we'll be lying on the belly with the forearms stacked. Good. So one forearm on top of another and the forehead rests on the forearms. Good. And once you're down in your crocodile pose, relax your shoulders, feel the floor underneath you. And we're going to do 5 rounds of Ashwini Mudra. So in this mudra, what we do is we exhale and we contract and squeeze the buttocks. And then as we inhale, we relax and release. Okay, so first take a nice big inhalation, really soften the glutes. And then as you exhale, start to firm, firm, firm. And when the breath is out of the body, you're squeezing the buttocks. And then begin to inhale and slowly letting go. Lungs are full, buttocks are relaxed. Good, so keep going. And the idea is that we want to gradually relax and gradually firm. Okay. So can the contractions and release move right along with the breath? Good. And one more, squeeze. And relax. And now bring your awareness to your pelvic floor. And for the next 3 breaths, we're going to be lifting and squeezing the pelvic floor. So first inhaling and really relaxing the perineum. And then as you exhale, the pelvic floor lifts and squeeze. And then as you inhale, relax and let go. Again, so 2 more. This is very focused Mula Bandha, right? Lifting and squeezing, root center. Inhaling, letting go, letting go. And now bring your awareness to your pelvic center. Those are about 3 inches below your belly button, 2 or 3, at the space between the 2 hips. And for our next set of squeezes, we're going to be drawing in the low belly. Okay, so inhale and really relax. And then exhale, squeeze the low belly. Not a very big movement. Inhale and relax. Okay, let's do this about 5 times. And it may be a little hard to isolate the low abdomen. You might feel that your navel center is coming along for the ride, or maybe the buttocks are squeezing too, or it's okay, it's practice. We're not used to isolating this part of the body. Good. And now we're going to try to engage all 3. So this will be the Ashwini Mudra, Mula Bandha, and the low abdomen together. We're going to squeeze all 3, hold them, but keep breathing. As best you can, your navel should be soft, but likely it'll be tensed a little bit, just trying to engage the lower pelvis. Okay. So when you're ready, inhale, relax completely. And then as you exhale, feel the buttocks are firming, the pelvic floor is lifting and squeezing, the low abdomen is drawing in. You might think of everything drawing towards the pelvic center. Then see if you can hold that without holding your breath. And then let go. Okay, take a nice big inhalation. Nice big exhalation. Okay, let's try that one more time, all three. So inhale, completely relax the pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, the buttocks are firming, the pelvic floor is lifting, squeezing, drawing in. The low abdomen is squeezing, drawing in. Okay. So hold that firmness. Keep breathing. And then let go. Okay. Again, take a nice long inhalation through your nose and exhale out the mouth. Yeah. And now we're going to be moving into a moving Superman pose. So let's take our arms out from underneath our forehead and we'll bring the arms alongside the body. Good. Forehead is down on the mat. Good. Take a moment to relax. And then as you inhale, lifting the head, the shoulders, the legs, reach behind you. And as you exhale, we're coming back down to the mat, left cheek. And forehead, inhale, Superman pose or downward facing boat. And then exhale, right cheek. Let's do this a couple of times. Forehead, inhale up. Exhale, left cheek. And forehead, good. Keep going. Good. Last one. Good. And then let's bring the arms back up into Makarasana, back into our crocodile position. And just let your body rest. You might direct the breath into the lower back, maybe lifting the lower legs and windshield wipering. And now we're going to try a half bow. So in half bow, we're just doing our bow pose on one side. Bring your legs back down. And we're going to kind of come up onto our elbows for a moment and just see if your right hand can find your right ankle. And the left arm will stay in crocodile position. Good. And then from there, you might gently put some pressure on the front of the ankle as you lift and look forward. Good. And then release. And we'll take a half bow on the other side. So now the left knee bends, left hand finds left ankle. Then we're up on the right forearm. Again, the front of the ankle might press into the hand might press back. Nice and tall for 5 breaths. Good. And release. Good. Coming back down to crocodile pose, bending at the knees, and let's spin the low legs. So the calves are moving together. Spinning one way and then the other way. What I'd like to do next is our rocking chair movement. And from there, choosing an inversion that you enjoy doing. Okay, so it could be inverted action pose. It could be the back of the pelvis on a bolster or a block. It could be legs up the wall. Okay, so you can kind of start to pre-plan what your inversion will be. Let's come on up. And for a rocking chair, making sure that there's nothing on the mat behind you. And we'll sit at the short end. And we'll be holding underneath the knees. So keep your back nice and rounded. And let's do 3 to 5. Roll back and back. Okay, then if you want to think about which inversion you'd like, we're going to hold it for about 3 to 4 minutes. Again, it could be the inverted action pose, or you can prop your pelvis with either the block or the cushion. And whatever you choose, you can either hold it very still, or you can move the legs about. And just feeling the downward flow of energy into the upper body. A nice place to focus in this position is the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. And then if you're somebody who does plow pose might follow this. And got about a minute left. Now when we have our legs up, it'd be good to have them up for at least about 2 minutes to start getting a good effect from the change in circulation. And then as you're ready, you can start to think about coming back down to the floor. So bending the knees, bringing the feet down. If you're using props, moving your props off to the side. And this might be a nice place for a wind reliever. So you hug your knees into the body. Good. And just rolling out the lower back. And then when you're ready, you can bring your feet back to the floor. And we're going to do a reclined twist here. So we have our knees bent, soles of the feet are on the floor, and I'm going to cross my right leg over my left. Okay, so just like you're sitting in a chair. And then we're going to pick up the whole pelvis and just slide the whole pelvis right. Just kind of scooch to your right. And now let's bring the right knee to the left side of the body. So the legs are falling to your left. And you could pick up your head Turn and look to the ceiling. If it works, you might turn and look out over your right shoulder. And if your right shoulder is way off the floor and it's uncomfortable, your right arm could rest on your body. Or if you have a block nearby, the arm could rest up on a block. So just make sure your right shoulder isn't straining. Yeah, legs are heavy. And you might start to direct your breath up and down the center energy channel. So you can imagine the spine now rotated in this lovely way. As you inhale, the breath moves up right along the spine, all the way to the crown. And then the exhale moves from the crown down the center line of the body to the floor of the pelvis. Good. And then roll your eyes back to the ceiling. And we'll tip the knees back to the ceiling. So you're coming onto your pelvis again. Uncross your legs. Good. And you might need to kind of realign yourself on your mat. Maybe fan the knees a little bit. And now the left leg is going to cross the right leg. And the whole pelvis is going to lift up and scooch a little bit to your left. Left knee comes across the body and drops to your right. And you could gently lift your head and either look at the ceiling or look out over your left shoulder. And so nice rotation along the spine. As best you can, relax your left shoulder and arm. And when you feel you've settled into the posture, the breath again begins moving along the center line of the body. So inhaling up to the crown and exhaling down to the pelvic floor. And in a yin kind of way, the knees are falling, shoulders falling. The whole body is sinking into the floor. And then as you're ready, eyes back on the ceiling, tipping the knees back to the ceiling, uncrossing the legs. Good. And then we'll bring the pelvis back to the center of the mat. Let's take a wide stance with the feet. And we'll just drop the knees down towards the center line of the mat, one at a time. We know this is our IT band release. Good. And then when you feel ready, we're going to be moving into our relaxation posture. And so if you'd like to dim your lights, find your socks. I'm going to turn the lights down a little lower here and just start to make yourself comfortable. And then bringing yourself out into Shavasana. Shoulders are rotated open, the arms rest alongside. And if you think of that turtle movement we made with the head, the chin is dropped just a little bit, not in the extreme way that we did it in the joints and glands practice, but there's something about lowering the chin a little bit that lengthens the back of the neck. And now soften across your forehead. Relax the space around your eyes. Soften across the jaw, into the sides of the head, the back of the head. Relax your neck, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck. Release the throat. And then bringing your awareness down into the upper back, shoulders, across the chest, the space around the heart. The upper arms let go, elbows, lower arms and wrists. Soften your hands. And then moving up again into the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, softening the sides of your rib cage, the sides of your waist, moving through the mid back and lower back. Soften your belly. And just watch the breath as it flows in and out of the belly. Softening the glutes, pelvic floor, the muscles in the thighs, into the knees, lower legs and ankles. Relax your feet all the way out into the toes. And have a sense of your whole body from your crown to your toes to your fingertips. Soft, resting, supported by the floor underneath you. And we're going to do a variation on a practice that you probably know well. So last night during the drop-in meditation, I did the 61 points practice, or Shava Yatra, the journey through the corpse. And in this practice, we usually visualize these 61 points as bright blue stars, points of light. But there are variations to this practice where we can move through the 61 points with a different focus. So we're going to do the practice today with the mantra Soham. So as I bring your attention to points in your body, and they'll be the same points that you know, instead of visualizing the blue star or point of light, imagine the breath moving into that space with so, and the exhale moving out of that space with hum. Okay, and I might do the first 2 or 3 to get you used to it, and then you'll be hearing that on your own. Okay, so all will become clear. When you're ready, let's bring awareness up to the space between the eyebrows. And as the inhalation moves into the space between the eyebrows, you hear so. Exhaling, hum. And then move down to your throat center. So, hum. Out to the right shoulder. So, hum. Good. Now you can continue the mantra internally inside the right elbow. Inside the right wrist. The tip of the right thumb. Pointer finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Little finger. Inside the right wrist. Inside the right elbow. Right shoulder. Throat center. The front of the left shoulder. Inside the right elbow. Inside the left wrist. Our left thumb. Left pointer finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Little finger. Left wrist. Left elbow. Left shoulder. Throat center. Heart center. Right side of the chest. Heart center. Left side of the chest. Heart center. Navel center. Right hip. The right knee. So, right ankle. right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, right ankle, right knee, right hip, pelvic center, left hip, left knee, left ankle, tip of the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, the left ankle, the left knee, the left hip joint, pelvic center, navel center, heart center, eyebrow center. And now bringing your whole body into awareness. As you inhale, the whole body fills with so. And as you exhale, the whole body vibrates hum. So filling. Hum. Emptying. And just feel that the So Hum mantra has moved into every cell in your body. And your whole body vibrates the sound of the mantra. And the meaning of the mantra is So Hum, I am that. That is pure consciousness. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And now allowing awareness of the mantra to go. And returning to your normal breathing. Maybe taking a couple deep breaths. And let's start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And to start to bring your awareness back out into the room. Good. And then when you feel ready, you can roll to your side and come up to your seat. Good. And just sitting quietly for a few moments. And when you feel ready, let's warm our hands and bring our hands over our eyes, allowing the eyes now to open to the darkness of the hands and the hands to come away when you're ready. Thank you all so much for being here. Namaste. Have a happy Thanksgiving, whatever it looks like this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Tracy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy.
My pleasure. Keep doing your joints and glands during the week. We're moving on down. Take care, everybody.
You too.